Hey guys, welcome back to another programming Python tutorial. Today we're going to be making a program that's going to figure out the highest score within a list. So the first thing we want to do is we want to have an input of a list of student scores. So basically their average or something like that. Input a list of student scores. Great. Okay, and then we're also going to split this as well by doing this. Okay, so now we want to do for an in range. It doesn't actually matter what letter you put as an n. You could put for I in range or for n in range or any other letter. So that doesn't really matter, but I'm going to use n. So for n in range, scale from 0, and then we want the length of what variable? Of obviously student scores. Student underscore scores. Great. Okay, now we want a semicolon because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually balance these. Student underscore scores, and then we can name this anything as well, but it needs to be changed within this to put into these block parentheses. So we can do that. And then we can also do the same thing just by writing int and then student scores. And then also do block parentheses n for the list. Okay, now we want to print the variable that we created, which is student scores. So what this is going to do so far is you're going to write any number of student scores. So it could go from, let's say, 1 to 100, and then it'll tell you the greatest number within that list. So this could be useful. Let's say you have 1,000 numbers, and you could just copy and paste them into this, and it'll tell you the largest number. And then you could see who has that number, and then you could give them the price or something like that. So that's why it's useful. Oh, I forgot to tell you what this does. So first, in this line, you're going to be inputting your list of numbers, as I explained, and then it's gonna get the length of them. So let's say you print 5, it'll know that it's gonna print 0 to 5. No, like I'm not saying you print the number 5. I'm saying you enter 5 different numbers. So like 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. Great. And then we balance these, and we make a list that is going to be printed out later on, like this. We could do 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. So the block parentheses are useful because it could make the list neater, and it could be used like this, because this is our list name right here, n, right? And then we're actually printing everything within n. So as in this case, it's 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. And they're all separated by a comma. And then the last one is just print, which is right here. Okay, so now we can start by the most obvious, which is high score, because that's what we actually want to find out, the high score within this. And this is 90, right? That's the high score, equal 0. Because we always want to start. Let's say you wanted to pay a bill. You always start at 0 and then make your way up. And then for now, we want to write for score in. And this is going to be for student underscore scores. Great. If score is greater than highest score, then we want them to be equal, so that they have the same value. So then the program would know which one's the highest score. So we can just balance these by saying highest underscore score is equal to score. just like that. Okay, and okay, last line we're gonna write here is an F string. If you've never heard of an F string, I suggest you search it up or try paying attention to this bit right here. So if you've ever learned C, you realize how you sometimes write printf and then your line of your input or anything like that. But an F string is actually different to the C print function. So it's not printf like this, it's printf like this, and then your message in between here. Sorry. And then your message in between there. So what this F string is going to do, you're going to have your output, and then you're going to have the variable that you want to output. So you actually can't just write, because we want certain words before student underscore scores, because we could just do print highest score, but we want the highest score in the class is, or the highest score in the list is, and then the highest score. We don't want to just write highest, we don't want to just print the highest score, we want a message before. So this is where F strings are useful. So it's actually pretty easy. You just write print and then always how you start it, but you put an F before the double colon, the double parentheses, and then you start writing your message. Highest score in the list is, we can do a colon there. Doesn't matter if you do or don't. And then now we're going to do curly brackets, and then we're going to write the variable inside of those curly brackets, and which is highest score. Now I'm just going to write like this. Okay, now I'm going to look for errors in my code. Everything looks fine. Okay, so I'm going to write a random list. 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 1, 1, 2, 90, 76, 150, 190, 76, 188, and 145. So in this set of numbers, the largest number is 190, and then it should also print 190. So we could see how this executed very well by printing the list right here that we named n for n in range, and then we see how if the score is greater than the highest score, then we want the highest score to be the score. So we actually want to print that score, that final score, so which is 190. Anyways, guys, you can make touches to your program. You don't have to do the exact same thing I did, but I suggest you try copying this, and hopefully you get some practice and you could remember this code. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.